what we are, this is basically a deep diving square bill. Square bill, so there's thousands. You know, I designed some for Lucky Craft and time for Lucky Strike. Now that everybody has a square bill, but now very few people have a deep diving square bill, and so this is basically a deep diving square bills, and it's hard to see. So I'm going to let you tell me which way. That's the big version. You can see.
Oh yeah.
The bill a little bit better.
That's an interesting bill.
It's very unique. Yeah.
It's almost like a shovel.
Yeah, and the angle of descent is incredibly fast, which that's important in a deep diver because if you throw it from here to that pole down there, and if it takes a long time to get to its max depth, by the time it gets there, then it's coming right back to you.
Right.
So the angle of descent to get to that max depth ensures that you stay near the bottom or near that target a lot longer.
Because you want it to stay in the strike zone for as long as possible.
Exactly. So that's important.
So this new build design gets it down faster.
Right.
It stays down there longer. That's awesome. What do you call this design? Is this?
It's called the Freak.
The Freak?
Yeah. It's because we looked at it, but there's never been a deep diving bill of any kind made like that, and it's so you know everybody said, man, that's freaky looking. So we thought, okay, we'll call it the Freak. But you know how names are. And in fishing, really, that's more important than you think it is, because I'm a tournament angler, and if you want other tournament anglers winning it, and when they win, the guy goes, "What did you catch it on?" You want it to be something that snaps on his head and then sticks in everybody else's head out there. If it's something like Lunkerville Lounge Special Blue Rattle Trap, nobody thinks about that. You know? They think about Freak, you know, Zoom. See, that's what Zoom worm is. So I call it on Zoom worm. But that has nothing to do with worms, but it's a catchy phrase. So.
Right.
Anyway, really, we've come into some more crawfish colors in that this is a smaller version of the same bait.
Right.
I showed you that because of it's hard to see the bill here, yes.
So where are you throwing this? I know you're looking to get down deep. So you're throwing it, what parts of the country are you throwing it in?
Really, as time has gone by, if you'd asked that question 20 years ago, you'd be talking Southeast United States. Okay. But now you're seeing people throw it out west in the deep clear lakes. You're seeing them throwing it up north and even for smallmouth, especially in the smaller versions. The prime lakes for this type of thing are lakes like Kentucky Lake, where the fish move out on ledges and anywhere from 5 to 15-foot deep ledges dropping into deeper water. The whole Tennessee River system is the Gunnersville, the Chickamaugas, the Kentucky Lakes. But if any of these lakes in the Southeast United States, these baits are good anywhere from pre-spawn all the way up until late summer. And they're good all year, but that's their prime time. Right.
And you're throwing it with fluorocarbon?
No.
No? Mono?
I throw it with mono, mainly because I want the bait in the bottom and hidden near bottom objects. Okay. And fluorocarbon just really won't take that kind of beat.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. You'll get a different opinion in here. I'd say 90% of the other pros you talk to would say they're throwing it on fluorocarbon. Yeah. My whole career has been fishing baits like this, and that's why I'm designing them. But everything you do is a system. In other words, when you hear people say, I lost this big fish and I lost that big fish, man, I had this bad luck, and you say, man, you were unlucky. No, that's negligence. Losing fish is negligence. There's something in your process that's not right. In other words, you're not using the right hooks. Everything's a system. Your hooks, your line, your rod, the way you fight the fish, perfect all of those, and you won't lose any fish. Very, very, very few. And so monofilament, what does monofilament do for me that fluorocarbon does? Number one, it's not as abrasive. But more important than that is, when I won my 4th world championship, I had a rider from Chicago in the boat. He did talk all day, and it bothered me, but I thought he was sick. Because most riders talk to you off. And I finally going back to the auditorium, I asked him, "Are you okay?" He said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I said, "Well, what were you doing?" He said, "You want to know how many casts you're making a minute?" And I said, "I never thought about it." And he said, "You were making 7.5 casts in a minute. You dropped to 6.5 in the middle of the day. You were back up to 7.5 at the end of the day. You made 2,438 casts a day." He said, "You had 22 bites. You caught 21 fish." He said, and then I said, "Man, I never thought about fishing in the mathematical terms." And then he goes, "You don't know how many times you're hung up." Well, not really. He said, you were hung up, and I became the world champion that day. I was hung up 43 times, okay? I like that because kids are afraid, young kids are afraid to throw the bait because they're afraid to get hung up. So I tell them, look, I was the world champion. I got hung up 43 times that day. But here's the key. He said, you never lost the lure, and you only moved the boat 10 of those 40 times to get your bait loose. And that's where monofilament is part of my system. Monofilament stretches.
Right.
And I have a little trick. When it's hung out there, I just pull my rod down and grab the rod tip, and then I'll grab the line like a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
You're pulling it, you're just stretching it without breaking it, and then you let it go, and it recoils backwards. And these are being bullion baits, they'll float up.
So you'll put pressure and then you'll let it off.
Well, you pressure, boom, boom, and eventually it'll pop backwards enough that the buoyancy will carry it out of that target. Because most of the time it's only the bill hung anyway.
Right.
Okay. And then if you sit there and you keep just trying to pull it straight, then you'll eventually get a hook set. So again, no, I'm going to use it with usually, anywhere from 10 to 15 pound monofilament.
10 to 15 pound monofilament. Crankbait rod?
A 7-foot glass rod.
7-foot glass rod.
It's kind of unique as well.
It's a bit of a short. That's quite a short rod for such a big deep diving. A lot of guys are going to 7-11.
Yeah, but see, that's only a recent thing.
That's a trend.
That's a trend, and it's not a bad trend.
Okay.
Because distance is very important, and we all know that the guys who cast it further are guys that were having 10, 11, 12-foot rods. But now we don't have those because they don't fit in our rod boxes, and a lot of the tournament rules don't allow anything over 8 foot. But so you're seeing that trend now push toward that 8-foot margin because yes, you can get more distance with it.
So why does Rick Clunn fish 7 foot?
Because that's what I've done most of my career.
So you're comfortable with it. It's your system.
Back then, yeah, it's my system, and back then I will occasionally, if I know I got to get max distance out of the bait, we'll go to a 7-foot 8-inch rod. But it's just not as comfortable. If crankbait fishing demands a lot of you physically during the day, and so and it's also fighting a fish with the 7 and 8-foot rod. It's a little different fighting one with 7.
I saw a video of you and you were cranking. Is that what you do with the freak? You'll crank.
At times. Now, freak is that size freak. The big freak is a little bit more difficult to do that with because it, like I said, that angle of descent, she's digging.
Right.
And when she comes to the boat, she doesn't even want to come, but it keeps trying to go into the boat on you. So the way you do that, okay, is that you don't do that all day because not very many humans can do that all day. But and this is the way I like to tell. There's a lot of people say, "Man, I can't crankbait all day. I'm a lady or a little kid." I said, "Well, here's another way to fish that crankbait. Then is that if you find a school of fish in 12 foot of water, and like you're dragging a Carolina rig, don't leave that spot until you take this crankbait, throw it up there, and try slow retrieve, try fast retrieve, and you do that maybe 10 times per cast because that will be amazed how many times that will fire the fish back up, and you will also catch the biggest fish in the school doing that. So even for those people who can't do that all day, it's still a good tool to try to catch the biggest fish out of that spot, off the spot. And it's very effective. Because you've seen, you've been around here, they're getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and then that used to be a big one. Now that's just a medium size.
That's a medium,
to some of them.
The bill is quite large still.
Yeah,
the
bill is unique, and the bill is, it creates a different deflection. It comes through brush better. It's a lot of things about that bill that really does make it a lot better functioning crankbait.
So, Rick, how many sizes you got? You've got the Series 3,
the
Series 2,
and then we have the small one, Series 1.
So you have 3 different sizes now that anglers can choose, right?
Yeah, it is, and this is one that is my favorite.
The Series
because
1?
It's good in ponds, it's good in creeks. If you go through an area and you know the fish live there, but they're not hitting any of your bigger baits, you go through there, if you'll catch them on this.
Series 1.
Being a tournament angler, you need to put it down once you catch a limit, because you're basically looking most of the time at 10-pound limit.
Right.
And tournament fishing nowadays, you better be looking at a 20-pound, and that's the one that catches the 20-pound limit.
Right. So size.
But still, just for getting
bites. This is good for a limit. This is good for a cull.
Yeah, but then this is, if you're taking kids out or people like that, and bites are what's important.
Right.
Everybody wants to catch a big one. I guided for 15 years, and I'd have customers come in, let's catch some big ones today. Really? Okay, let me explain to you, we're probably going to have to fish bigger baits, slow down, and we may be only fishing for 5 bites all day long.
Yeah.
And if we get them, we'll get 2 or 3 big ones. Yeah, let's do that. 2 hours in the day, you hadn't had a bite, guess what they're saying? Well, why don't we go out there? Yeah, let's just go catch some fish, you know, and then you go back to...
Yeah, I see.
So it's...
So Series 1 is your favorite? It's the most versatile.
Series 1 is the one which I can, like I said, if I go through an area that I know, God, there had to be fish here and I didn't get a bite, I'll turn around and always go back and do that. That'll show me if they're there or not.
Yeah.
You know,
Awesome.
I may, like I said, end up pitching a jig. You know, that's the thing about a crankbait. It's been, through my career, it's 40 years now, it's the finest fish locating bait there is. And this was my original side scan. And you know, you see side scan, down scan, all around scan now. This was the original depth finder, because even on my little depth finder on the boat, the cone angle is so small. This, I was going, you know, 50 yards circumference around the boat. Bump, there's a log.
You could feel what's happening.
There's a log. There's it, and you record that. So this is the original side scan. So what I'm getting at, this was the best locating bait you had in the early days, and really still is in a lot of situations. But and it's a great fish catcher as well.
Absolutely. Oh, nice. Okay. Thanks, Rick.
You're welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you.